Welcome, everyone. My name is Melissa Kruse. I'm with HLAA. I'm the chapter engagement manager and happy to be leading this webinar today for everybody. We're going to be talking about the HLAA the new HLAA website, and specifically our resources for chapter leaders in the chapter portal. This webinar is being captioned. If you want to see the captions, you're going to need to click show subtitles, turn on the turn on the CC icon and click show subtitles. If you want to increase the font size, you can do that in your subtitle setting. You should be, if you're seeing this on your computer, you should be in a side-by-side mode. You can adjust that by clicking on the gray bar in the middle and sliding it back and forth. If you join by your cell phone or on your pad, it may be slightly different and you may need to scroll to get to the view that you want. We will be using the chat button for any sort of technical issues, technical questions, but please use the Q&A icon to ask questions. And feel free to type in there as we're going along. I'll try and kind of keep monitoring that. And if there are specific questions as we go, I'll try and answer them. But if not, we can go back at the end and I'll make sure that we get through any questions you all might have. And just a quick disclaimer, we put on our webinars to provide information about products and services that can benefit people with hearing loss. And we think that should be made available to consumers to help them make informed decisions. But any references to specific products, services, organizations, or claims made in the webinars do not constitute an endorsement, recommendation, or favoring by HLAA. Nor does exclusion suggest disapproval. We make every effort to provide accurate and reliable information, but HLAA does not control or guarantee the accuracy, completeness, or efficiency of information contained by presenters about any products and services. We aren't really talking about products and services today, but just overall, so you all know what our disclaimer is. I'm going to stop sharing that. And I'm going to now share our new website with you. I don't know how many people have had a chance to check out the new website, but we are all really excited about it. And so here we are. Hopefully everyone can see this. This is our new website. And we are specifically going to be looking at the chapter portal, which is up here towards the top. So if you are new to our website, you're going to want to go to the chapter login section up here. And I think if you have not previously logged in, it actually just says chapter portal. And you're going to, if you've not yet registered, you're going to come down to the bottom and say register for chapter portal. And that'll walk you through the process. You'll get an email confirming that you were registered. You'll then get an email once you've been approved. We do go through and review and approve everybody individually, just to make sure that because this is designed for our leaders, we want to make sure that it's really only our chapter leaders, our key volunteers, anyone who might be really needing this information, as opposed to just anyone from the general public who might kind of stumble on and want to get in there. So if for some reason you have registered and you haven't gotten an email approving you, shoot me an email, shoot Carla an email, and let us know. It may just have gotten glitched in the system, but just let us know and we will get you approved. If you've tried to register and haven't, I've gone through and I think I have everybody approved so far, but obviously if not, let us know. But once you've gotten your approval, you'll go ahead and you'll put in your username and your password and you'll click login. And that will take you to our new chapter portal, which is really excited about this. It's a new website. It's a new space within our website specifically for our chapter leaders. And what we've got here, we've got a bunch of different resources. So the first thing I'm going to show you is our leader resources tab, which is here. And within it, there's a lot of just different information that we hope you'll find to make it easy for you to find things and to, any sort of resources you might need. The first thing is our chapter workshops. We have a variety of them in here, both the ones that I've been doing recently and then some of our older ones that walk through some of the specific things. So those are in here. Different things about, anything from writing a capital campaign, how to use Groups.io, goal setting, to, some of our more recent ones about like utilizing ICAT, advocacy at a state level. So all of those are here. So if you have any questions about something, wanted to attend a workshop but weren't able to, all of those are here, and you can come here and find them and, easily view them or, direct someone else to them as well. So that's in the chapter workshop. Then we have, going down below, we have the legal and governance. And this is something we are still building out, but it does have the HLAA code of conduct. It's got sample bylaws. It's got the application for liability insurance. I don't know if all of our chapter leaders know, but we are no longer charging a processing fee for getting liability insurance through HLAA. So we strongly recommend that any chapter that's meeting in person or doing an in-person event, go ahead and get the liability insurance. It's free to you as a chapter, and all you have to do is complete this application here and send it to us, and we will get you all set up with it. So, but that's something that's here. We've got information about avoiding conflicts of interest, little disclaimer. Over here, we've got our annual requirements, which walks us through when IRS filings are due, budget forms, the chapter and state update forms. If you have not yet done that, you can click here and do it and send it to us. Information about membership. We do require that all HLAA chapter leaders and officers be current HLAA members. And so you can do that just right here by clicking here. So that's, and as I said, we're continuing to build that piece out. We'll go back to some of our other other leader resources. We have our financial stability section, which again has some basic guidelines, information about being a 501c3, how to get the group exemption under HLAA, applying for your own individual tax exemption if you wanted to do that as a chapter, some ideas on fundraising, some ideas on cost cutting. So just a variety of things right there on financial stability. And then we also have here meeting ideas. Some things on accessibility, meeting formats, some popular topics. So just some general information here about meetings. And then also in our leader resource section, we have our chapter portal resource center. And this is something I'm really excited about. I think it's going to be a really nice feature for our chapters. We have been loading documents and we're going to continue loading documents in here, but we've got a variety of different things. So we've got things from general information for new chapter officers, filing requirements, benefits of self-help groups, principles for successful chapters. But all of these documents are searchable. So for example, if we type in the word president and search, it pulls up down here the role of an HLA vice president or the role of an HLA president. We can also clear the filters and we can go back up here and we can look by category. So I'm interested in something about marketing. So click there and search, and it should bring up any documents that were tagged with marketing. So again, our messaging triangle, our style guide, editorial guide, our engagement flyer, promoting chapter identity and creating marketing collateral. You know, there's a variety of them. And so, and this is something that we are continuing to build out. And it's also something that if you have chapter leaders have documents that you think other chapters would like to see would be useful, send them to me, send them to Carla. We'll take a look at them and, you know, try and get them added in here so that this is just really a huge resource for all our chapter leaders, volunteers to search and, you know, and to have. So, you know, and again, we've got a variety of categories listed here. We've got a variety of topics. So, you know, we've got governing positions and responsibilities. Yeah, that one didn't show up. It should have. I'm sorry. There may be a little bit of a glitch there, but you can definitely search by category or by keyword or clear out the filters, and all of our documents, all of the chapter documents will be showing up down here, and you just, you know, can scroll through. So you can see we've got a variety of pages of them. And that is here in the Resource Center. And now let's go back to the main page of the portal. And that was our chapter Resource Center. That was our, I'm sorry, yeah, our Leader Resource Center. And now let's go into HLA Communications. And this is where the Groups IO communities live now. So this is, if you are not already familiar with Groups IO, we encourage all of our leaders to join the HLA Leaders Group. And then there's some other specific ones, such as the newspaper editor, tech, sign up for all HLA communications and updates. You can also, it has links to all of our different social media channels, the HLA official community and support Facebook group. So all of these things are within the communications section. And if you're not familiar with the Groups IO, it is something that we do suggest that leaders use. And if you go back to the webinars, they're actually, or not webinars, the chapter trainings under Leader Resources, there is one that is specifically talks about Groups IO. We also have information here about starting a chapter. Obviously, a lot of our leaders, you know, you already have chapters, but this is also for our support groups who are interested in moving to a chapter, or if you are working with someone who is interested in joining a chapter or starting a chapter, here's some basic information about that. Joining HLA, our mission and impact, the interest form, finding members of our community. This information is not just within our chapter portal. This information is also out in the main website, but we have it here as well for our leaders. And then we also have the publicity and promotion section. And again, we've got our editorial guide here. So if you have any questions about target audiences, voice, boilerplate description of HLAA for a press release, you can see our messaging triangle and things. All of those are here. We also have our style guide, which again, we use AP style. It walks through, bunch of different things that you might need to use, how to do it. That's all right here. Our messaging triangle is here, which talks about, what we try and say and how to best say it. Different things of how to talk about hearing loss, what we try and do, what HLAA has done, that we're the leading voice for a growing number of Americans with and at risk for hearing loss. So all of those things are right here. Logos. All of our state chapter logo files are here. We also have the main HLAA logo, the Walk for Hearing logo, the 2025 convention logo, Get in the Hearing Loop logos, and all of those are right here. And then we have the various states as well. So if you're in a specific chapter, specific state, you can go here and download all zip files with all of our logos. So those are here. We also, within the publicity and promotion, have the HLA online store. I know a lot of folks use the store to purchase materials, get copies of the magazine, etc. That's here. So any of those things that you were doing before, you can find those here within the publicity and promotion. You can access the store here. We have some ideas of how you can do some local outreach, different things you can do, best practices, listing your events on the HLA chapter calendar, which is again through the group's IO. And it is also located, you can access it here. It's also outside on the main site. So I will show you where that is as well, but you can access it both here within and then also outside on the main site too. We have the new engagement flyer, which hopefully you all are familiar with, and that can be downloaded here within the publicity and promotion. So that's here. We also, as mentioned up here within the Portal Resource Center, we've got sample outreach materials as well there. We've got a PowerPoint about promoting that was created by Ann Thomas. It's wonderful. That was about promoting chapter identity and creating marketing collateral, and that's here. So you can find information there. And so those are the kind of main sections within the chapter portal with resources. The other thing that we have here in the chapter portal that we'll be using more, especially as more and more of our leaders join the chapter portal and start utilizing this resource, is we have our chapter blogs and our chapter development news. And so this is where we've got featured stories. So this one is talking about events that are bringing people together. We've got some other ones down here. Vietnam Vet, which talks about a veteran story, as well as our virtual veterans chapter, some different things. So, and those are here. And that will be someplace to come when you check, when you enter the chapter portal, which I hope you're doing frequently. You should check here to see what the latest news is. This is also going to be someplace where Carla and I will be putting any sort of updates that our chapters need to know about, reminders, things like that. That will be found here in this featured chapter, featured story. So that'll be where we'll be listing things. So this is something to come to and take a look at and check out. And so that is kind of it with the chapter blog, or sorry, the chapter portal. I'm going to stop sharing for right now. We are going to go and talk about the overall website, but I wanted to see if there are any specific questions related to the chapter portal that I can answer. So let me look. It looks like there are. Someone is asking, do we plan to keep Groups IO? For now, we are keeping Groups IO. We are looking to see if there are other potential options that might work better for our chapters and for our leaders. I know that Groups IO can be a little bit clunky at times, but we are not getting rid of Groups IO until we have a different solution. And it looks like there's some. Someone asked what's Groups in the chat. What's IO? Groups IO, and I kind of showed that to you. That's where we have, that's kind of a place where our leaders can join and connect with each other. There are some thread features and things, and I'm happy to go into it a little bit more and show you if that's something that folks would like to see. Does the main search include search in the chapter portal? No, it does not. The chapter resources live only in the chapter resource section. So if you search in the main section, the chapter resources are not going to pop up. But you can look in the chapter resources and for the specific ones. Jonathan, looks like you're having some difficulty. Tim may be able to help you directly with that. Someone is asking what is in the online store. Copies of the magazines, our engagement brochure, different literature, some things like that. The facts and stats, all of those things are available in there. They're available to the chapters for free. All you have to do is pay for the shipping. So you can, if you need materials, collateral materials for, you're going to a farmer's market, you're going to a health fair, those are places that you can go to the online store and order those materials and have them shipped to you, and all the chapter would need to pay for is the shipping, which is fairly reasonable. All right. Someone's asking about Groups IO. The term IO is it's called Groups IO, and let me share my screen again, and I'll show it to you where it is a little bit more. So, all right. So, going back into the HLAA communications, and Groups IO is our online community, and you need to register for it. I'm currently logged in. So right now we're looking at the calendar. We have my groups. I'm in the HLAA, HLAA leaders, state chapter coordinators, the newsletter, veterans. So like we can go into the leaders group, and here's where people can both have their events, blogs, ask questions. If there's a new specific topic you want to check on, we have files in here. So if you have questions about branding, charts, fundraising, different things, those files are in here. So there's some resources in here. Eventually, I think a lot of these resources and these files will actually move over to the chapter resource center. But for now, they're in here. And this is something that we'll be working on to kind of share that. And so so this is the groups IO. You can see the different posts that have been made. National heritage coverage, class action, finding hope, just different things like that. So we do recommend folks participate in Groups IO as well. And that is, if you're adding events to the chapter calendar, you'll need to do that through the Groups IO. And if you go in, like I said, to our communications, you'll see it here, and you can join from here. And there's also, as I mentioned, over here in our leader resources, we have a specific workshop. It's here, chapter workshops, that also talks about Groups IO. So I'm here somewhere. I just saw it the last time we were on this page. Yes, how to use Groups IO. So if you have any questions, this is you can also take a look at this workshop, and that can walk you through it. So let's see if there are any other questions before I kind of go on to the main portal or to the main website, because I do want to show you some things there. I'm going to go over there. So I'm leaving the chapter portal and just going back to the main HLA website, and want to show you just a few things here, just because some things are a little bit different, and just so folks know where to find it. So to find the chapters, we have, it's under the Get Involved. We have the HLA chapters. And this is where you would go. And this is where we list our chapters, our support groups. If you want to find a chapter, that's here. And then we also have the listing of our all of our chapter meetings and things that ties to the Groups IO calendar. And that's actually within this section. If folks are, asking how they can find meetings in other places or virtual meetings, that is within our virtual meetings section, which I believe is down here. So yes, so scrolling a little fast here, sorry. So here's where I mentioned that if you are interested in starting a chapter, or if someone is interested in starting a chapter, you can direct them here. This is where they can find the information that's also within the website, within the chapter portal. And then this is the online chapter meetings, which is where this again ties back to the Groups IO calendar that shows, all of these different meetings that are happening around the country that folks are listing. So we have that. So those are kind of some key things here. We have one of the other things someone asked about searching. We also have a resource center for our main site that's resources that's here, that's also searchable, similar to the one within the chapter portal, but this is non-chapter specific. This is general resources. So you can find our e-newses here. You can search again by keyword, by topic. So we could by category. So again, education, you can click that and search. And it should bring up, anything that's kind of education that we've got that's educational material. So our employment webinars, our Hearing You, all of those sorts of things are here in this main portal. It does look like we've got some various questions. So I'm going to stop sharing again and go ahead and answer questions. And on the new website, is there information about hearing technology, hearing health research, etc.? Yes, I can go ahead and show you those sections. Tech and advocacy. Yes, we have that that's there. Chapter listings is searchable. I will go ahead and show you that as well. Let me go back to the website. So going back to our HLAA chapters. You can go to find a chapter near you. And then you can. So you can put in, say Florida. Search. And it brings up brings up over on the map, and it brings up the chapters and the contacts. So that is searchable here. And you can, again, search by city. So let's see, so Sarasota. Yes. So we've got our Sarasota chapter. It also brings up the information about Florida because it ties back. So it is searchable here by chapter. And then someone was asking about advocacy and resources. So we've got the advocacy and resources page. We've got different things about how we're working, how you can get involved, increasing advocacy, employment, knowing your rights, all of those sorts of things are here. We also have here, we have information about the get in the hearing loop. We have so we have that. We have the understanding hearing loss. So hearing loss 101. Different ways to learn more, types and treatments, prevention, support, symptoms, all of those sorts of different things are here. Finding help. Here's where you would find the technology. Again, finding help, technology, medical, financial. All of those are under the are under our find help. So if I believe someone asked specifically about technology, so that's here. Hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing assisted technology, captioning, mobile phones, all of these things are here within, as well as ICAT. So those are here within the website. Go ahead and stop sharing for now. See if there are more questions. If folks have more questions, go ahead and put them in the Q&A. I think I've answered everything that's in there so far. But happy to answer more and go through anything. Someone asked, did I have an existing one? I'm not sure what you're referring to. If you're talking about maybe logging into the chapter portal, if you had some sort of previous login or previous membership, that would no longer work. You would need to recreate that if that's what your question is. Well, I'm going to give it a couple more minutes and see if anyone has any other questions. Communication, access, and healthcare before I got on, or how to put presentation announcements on the calendar. Is this national or state only? So not sure, Terry, what your question is about communication, access, and healthcare. If you're referring to a specific section of the website, I haven't talked about that, but we can take a look at that. For putting the presentation announcements on there, you can do that through the Groups IO calendar, which is what I showed you. You can, if you join Groups IO, you can add that, and I can send you information about that. And there's also, if you go into the chapter portal and go into the resources, there is a document in there about adding events to the Groups IO calendar. The overall HLAA calendar, the main calendar is just for, at this point, just for HLAA national events, but you can list everything. We would encourage you to list it on the Groups IO calendar. Yes, Julie, we would love to share PowerPoints, presentations, and things. I think what the best way to do that for now is to go ahead and send those to us, and we'll go ahead and get them added into the resource portal. Because right into the resource center, right, because there really isn't any way for at this point for chapter leaders to upload information there, but because it's within the back end of the website. But if you send it to me, I will go ahead and take a look at those and get those in. We would love to be able to share different PowerPoints from folks, different, you know, documents, things like that. We've got in there, for example, the Rochester chapter's sample letter to the professional advisory board members, their outreach letter. That was something that was shared at the convention this summer, and that's in there. So yes, we would love to add information like that. So y'all feel free to send me documents that you think would be helpful and that you would like to see, you know, others use, and we'll see what we can do and get them in there. We have to add them all individually. So it does take a little bit of time to get things up. But, you know, like I said, this is one of the things I really like about this is that it is a dynamic and growing resource. And, you know, the other thing too is this is a new website for us. So if there are things on there, and I've already kind of emailed with some folks about things, you know, I think sometimes, you know, I think the button for the calendar that ties to the groups IO is a little bit hidden. And that's something I'm talking with our website team and our communications team about, can we get that moved so it's a little bit more prominent? And so the various events that are happening around the country can be located easier. So, you know, again, if there are things that you're seeing, you know, you're like, oh, hey, this isn't working for me, or this is an issue, or I can't find this, you know, let us know. You know, we've done testing on the website. We've had folks work on the website. We've gone through it, but it still, that doesn't mean this is the be all end all. We call this phase one. We're looking at things for phase two and phase three. And so it's dynamic, and we're trying to make this better and really have this be a resource for folks. Yes, Terry, I understand that Tony, Elaine, and Peggy are leading the communication access in healthcare. I'm thinking that maybe you're referring to a particular part of the website that's talking about that. We can go ahead, and I'm honestly actually not sure where that is located on our website, but I can take a look and we can see. It's probably, my guess is it's going to be in our advocacy and resources. Yes. So it's here. Our communication access and healthcare is in our advocacy and resources. And so this is here with, you know, resources for patients, providers, know your medical rights. All of that is here in this section. Again, it's under the advocacy and resources, communication access and healthcare. We've also got our employment task force, our GITL folks, overall advocacy, milestones, all of that information is right here. Mm-hmm. Resource directory that was on the previous website. When you're, Paula, I'm not sure if you're referencing on the previous website something that was within the chapter leaders groups IO. If so, that's all still there. We didn't get rid of any of that. The groups IO has not changed. If you're talking about different resources on the main website, that may have changed. There may be different things there. I know that we are not providing like a list of like audiologists in a particular state or CI providers in a particular state, because we found that those lists were frequently outdated and not accurate. And so that's not something we're really, that is living on the new website. Go over the chat, see if there's any. It's like that Carla and Tim have been answering the chat stuff. Oh, and Tim and Terry did want me to mention, and this is true, some of our stuff that is currently PDFs, PDF forms, and you'll see that for some of the chapter forms and things. Those will actually eventually move to online forms. This program, the back end for our website, allows us to create online forms. So in the past, you've had to do fillable PDFs. Now you'll just fill it. We'll eventually have all of those will be fillable online. We've already got that for some things. For example, if you're submitting a workshop for the convention, our workshop proposal form is actually an online form. It's no longer a fillable PDF. All right. Looks like I did get another question. Hang on. All right. Well, Paula, I'm sorry you don't agree with our decision, but some of it has to do with what we're able to do on our side. I think it doesn't look like there's any other questions. So if there are no other questions, I will say happy Wednesday, everyone. And looks like we did get another one. Hang on. Sorry. Yes, Julie, chapter leaders can receive a list of members now that isn't, because we do still have members. Everyone who is a donor to HLAA is now considered a member. And we still maintain the membership lists, and we do still share the membership lists. If you go into the, we go back, let me share again, go back to the chapter portal. You can actually get the membership request form. And if you fill that out and send it to us, we can send it to you. Go here under our leader resources. Are doing some work on this. Okay, I'm not sure why it's not showing up here. Julie, I will send you the form. It should be in the future, it should be in here, but this would be a place to get the membership, the list agreement. And that would be, you would just send it to us, and we can share the list of members within your state. No, we do send actually, we've now, with the new change in membership and getting rid of the previous membership program where there was revenue sharing with chapters based on chapter membership, we now send the entire list to chapters. We send you the entire list of your state, because we do realize that some folks are, might live in one zip code, but choose to go to a chapter meeting that's, better for them, that's in a different zip code. So you'll get the entire list. And yes, HLA membership is based on a calendar year. Anyone who was a member or a donor in 2023 is considered a member through the end of 2024. As we're getting to the end of 2024, we are encouraging chapters, leaders, et cetera, to go ahead and make a donation, rejoin HLLA. You can do that for as little as $5 online. And that will give you your membership through to the end of 2025. So that is there. Terry, you do need to request the list. You'll need to request the list and, we'll send you the list agreement and send you the list to you. So that's how it works. It at this point, we don't have it automated that we can send it to folks. We need to request it. We're hoping to get to a point where we're sending it out, very frequently, especially with updates, but we're not at that point yet. Melanie, no, if you've got the request form that's a year or two old, you can just use that one too. So, and I'm happy to send out the current form to anyone who's on this webinar so that you all have the current one. And I will see why it's not showing up in the resource portal. Let me see if there's anything else. Looks like that's about it. So unless there are specific questions, any other specific questions, I will go ahead, like I said, and wish you all a happy Wednesday afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I hope you like our new website. Please feel free if you've got, questions, suggestions, documents you think that would be helpful, send those to me. You can send them to me at mkruse@hearingloss.org, or you can send them to our chapters at hearingloss.org emails. Either of those work. Happy to share and help and do what we can. Debbie, we send the list. At this point, we are currently sending the list based on chapters requests. So if Westchester would like it, just have someone email me and we'll get them the form and then we can send it back to them. So. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was useful. And I really hope everybody likes our new website. We've worked really hard on it. And, our communications team has put, Tim and Terry have put, and Meredith have put hours and hours into this. And I think it's a really great tool. And I think it's going to be a really great tool for moving forward. And I hope everyone enjoys it. And with that, I will wish everyone a good afternoon and thank you. And we'll see you next month.